Welcome to yoga, everyone. Happy Monday. Let's go ahead and start taking a few moments for ourselves. Mondays, I have an audience. Relaxing your eyes, taking deep breaths. With each exhale, releasing any negative thoughts, any thoughts outside of this room, outside of your body. Bring your focus over to your trouble spots and release the tension in that area. Let's start to add some neck rotations. Shoulders stay relaxed. With the option of bringing that neck rotation into a full circle, making sure you go in both directions. Let's bring your head back to center and add rotation through the shoulders, starting going forward. With each rotation, making it a little bit bigger, a little more exaggerated. Once you feel like you've got that circle as big as it can go, let's reverse. Again, making each circle a little bit bigger. All right, go ahead and relax here. Let's place that your right hand behind you. Right arm crosses your body to look over that shoulder. Slowly rotating through the center over to the other side. Let's rotate back to center. Bringing the insides of our feet together. We're going to start in that butterfly position, hands wrapped around your legs, heels as close to your bottom as you feel comfortable going. And gradually pressing those knees down into the floor. I want you to avoid flapping your wings. Let's keep those hips open. We're pulling our chest through our shoulders. All right, go ahead and relax. Bring those feet out a few inches into more of a diamond. This time we're going to bring our nose towards our feet. Still trying to get those knees pressing down to the floor. Great job. Let's go ahead and lift it up. We're going to keep one leg bent. So if you're going to mirror me, you're going to turn over to your right. Left leg is going to kick behind you, and you're going to rotate those hips towards your front leg. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can extend that back leg. And go ahead and release down to the floor. If you want to take that even further with that leg extended, you can bring your heel away from your body. What I want you to make sure is that both hip bones are facing forward here. Breathe into the stretch. Exhale. Release the tension. Let's press yourself back to your hands, lift yourself up. We're going to tuck that back leg under if it is extended. Hands behind you as you windmill those knees over to the other side. Again, you can keep that back leg tucked in, or you can extend out behind you. We're going to release to those forearms. If you want to take this even further, you can open that heel away from your body. Use this time to extend that breath. Let's go ahead and press yourself back to your hands. Tuck that back leg under as you windmill forward. We're going to windmill all the way over to the other side. This time we're going to bring that leg behind you and lift that foot off the floor. I know that wasn't the smoothest transition we've ever done. When you're ready, go ahead and take those hands away from the floor and just push those hips forward, roll or tuck. Go ahead and allow those hands to release down to the floor. Let those hips sink a little bit deeper. I'm going to scoot my foot out just an inch or two. I've said this before, but just a reminder, if your knee is coming front of your toes, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If your heel is staying on the floor, that just means you have extra ankle mobility. You don't have to bring your foot forward just because your foot is not in line, unless you're feeling pain through that knee. All right, where those hips are, go ahead and leave them there. We're going to take our hand away so that our chest is facing that front leg, and we're going to reach for that back leg. You might want to use a yoga strap or something in place of a yoga strap. Wrap it around that leg if you can't quite reach it with your hand. Gently release that leg behind you. Bringing those hands on either side of that front foot, we're going to tuck that back toe under. Lift that knee off the floor. We're going to step forward and extend both legs into our pyramid. I don't know what I did this weekend, but my legs are sore today. This part's going to be a little bit different. As we walk our hands forward, we're going to rotate our feet and our hips into our wide forward fold. You just rotated directions here. You may want to drop down to those forearms. Pressing to your hands if you are not already. We're going to start by opening up that left arm. Right hand stays on the floor. Let's go ahead and replace that right hand with our left and open up into the opposite direction. Let's bring that hand down. We're going to do our sequence on the other side, but in reverse. So as we walk those hands over to the left side, we're going to rotate our hips and feet to follow into our pyramid. As we step back into our runner's lunge, our front leg is going to tuck into our chest. Go ahead and allow that knee to gently release here. We're going to keep those hips forward. And let's go ahead and reach for that back foot. Gently release. We're going to take those hands away from the floor and roll our hips under. So we're back where we started, just on the other side. Different order of sequence, just in reverse. Let's go ahead and place those hands down on the inside of our front leg. Step back onto your knee and sit on your heels for child's pose. Let's rock our hips side to side here. Bringing those hips back to center, relaxing your forearms and forehead to the mat. Slow shift back into tabletops. Tucking your toes under. Lifting those knees up and hips back for that downward dog. Feel free to pedal through those feet as you get warmed up here. Maybe you choose to wag your tail instead. Or take your time to press those heads into your shoulders. Taking our right leg, extending for that three-legged dog. Shifting that leg up through to our hands into our runner's lunge. This time we're going to take those hands away, lift into a high lunge. If you want to take this a little bit further, you can bring your gaze to follow your fingertips, maybe even slightly behind you. Lifting it back up to center. Let's go ahead and allow our heel and hip to open into Warrior Two. Inhale, lift and extend. As you lift, we're going to rotate both hips to center, both feet facing center. Exhale, release. Swan dive, wide stance, forward fold. Slight bend through the knees as you roll slowly into standing. Head is lasting to come up. Let's go ahead and scoot those feet together. And rotate back to the side. Hands are placed on the floor. Let's go ahead and step back into downward dog. This has not been my smoothest transition day. I apologize. We're getting the work done. That's what matters, right? All right, let's go ahead and extend with the left leg. Swing that leg up to your hands into runner's lunge. Take your hands away from the floor and lift. Make sure those hips are tucked under before following your gaze. Following your fingertips, maybe shifting slightly behind you. Slowly lift it back up. As you exhale, let's go ahead and open into Warrior Two. As you lift, go ahead and rotate your foot to center. I'm facing the back. If you followed me, your back is probably facing me as well. Exhale, swan dive, wide stance, forward fold. All right, scoot those feet together. Slight bend through the knees as you roll into standing. And let's go ahead and turn on your mat. We're going to do a few inchworms here. We're going to walk our hands out into our plank position. We're going to drop our hips, raise our chest in that cobra or upward dog position. We're going to wave those hips up and hips back into your downward dog and walk our hands back to our feet. Standing all the way up nice and tall before doing that again. Go ahead and walk those hands out, inchworm. If you've taken boot camp class with me before, you know this is my all-time favorite warm-up. Cobra or upward dog. Hips wave through, downward dog. Walking those hands back to your feet and rolling it up. You have that one more time. Make sure you stand, lift all the way up before you finish off this last one. Slowly lift it back up. Big inhale. This time we're going to swan dive into our forward fold and we're going to hold it there. Hips press back. Forward fold. Just hold here for a few breaths. Walking your hands back out into that plank position. This time releasing those knees and sitting back into child's pose. In your child's pose, I want you to keep your forehead relaxed. Link those fingers together behind you and open up your chest. Maybe even allowing those hands to fall towards your head. Optional here. Dropping those hands down to your bottom, unlinking your fingers. Go ahead and use those hands for support as you turn it around to your bottoms. Releasing down to your mat at your own pace. Let's bring one knee into our chest and extend the other leg out in front of us. You are welcome to extend that stretch by extending your leg, or you can keep that leg bent as well. You're reaching from under your thigh, your calf, or your ankle. Shoulders are on the floor. Go ahead and tuck that knee into your chest if it is not already. Bringing your opposite foot flat to the floor before crossing over for a figure four. Let's go ahead and hug that knee into your chest. You can hug from either under your thigh or from your shin. Bring that foot flat to the floor, uncross your legs, shake it out. Let's do that on the other side, starting with your knee tucked in, extending your leg on the other side. You have the option to extend that leg, taking that stretch a little bit further. Bringing that knee back to chest. Opposite foot slides flat to the floor as you cross for that figure four. Hugging that knee into your chest, feeling that stretch through the glutes. Go ahead and release that foot, uncrossing your leg. Keeping your feet flat on the floor, go ahead and allow your knees to cave in. You can choose to bring your hands on your belly to feel your breathing, or you can place them to the side. I want you to bring those shoulders down and away from your ears. And let's bring our mind and focus back to our breath. Let's keep our eyes relaxed as we start to bring focus back into our breath. Slowly bringing our knees to our chest, rolling our lower back onto our mat. Reversing the direction. Placing your feet down to the floor one at a time before rolling over to one side. Take a few moments to open your eyes. And when you're ready, slowly press yourself back into that comfortable seated position we started with. Finishing with our deep breaths. Exhale your arms to your sides. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time, bringing those hands to prayer. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste. I see something here in the chat box. Oh, making sure you could hear me. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your Monday.